YouTube, NerdWave here, and we're going to be conducting a short video response to the Boogie2988 arrested video that was just posted today. For those of you who don't know, Boogie2988 is a very famous YouTuber, content creator, and he was involved in a dispute online with another YouTuber, and it ended with, Boogie making a violent threat, something to the effect of, if you come onto my property, I will end you. This other YouTuber decided to go onto his property anyway. Words were exchanged. Boogie was armed, fired a warning shot, and there you have it. Now he was arrested recently for that, and today he posted a video response. So my first thought, when I went back to reread the story, was like, why would anyone want to go anywhere where they are not welcome or they were not invited? It's generally considered pretty rude to show up at someone's house uninvited unless you're like really good friends and or family, and they don't really care if you just drop in here and again. But as a general rule, a general courtesy, it's not okay just to show up to someone's house, especially after that person has informed you, don't show up to my house. I don't understand. What could possibly be going through your mind? Like, what is that progression, that logical thought progression that you arrived at the decision that, hey, I should show up at this dude's house even though he doesn't want me there? I don't understand why. So obviously that's a problem as it is. Now, this is not to say that, Boogie was completely innocent here. I felt his response was very unwarranted, very extreme for certain. If there was an individual on my property who refused to leave, and if they were, honestly, once is enough. You shouldn't have to ask someone multiple times to leave. It's like, hey, this is private property. You are not welcome here. Please leave or I will call the authorities. And if they refuse, you call the authorities. You let law enforcement deal with it. That's what they get paid to do. That would have been end of story right there. There would have been nothing else going on here. So maybe it was the rush of adrenaline. People don't always think through things logically and rationally when we're on that adrenaline kick. So maybe that had something to do with it. But I do know as well that Boogie has had issues before with mental health. And that is not something to make light of. It is not something to poke fun at. It does suck. If you've dealt with it before, you know how horrible it can be. Whether you've dealt with it yourself or you have a family member or a close friend, it's pretty awful. So we need to acknowledge that as well. As a gun owner, warning shots really aren't a good idea either, because you're responsible for what happens after that firearm is discharged. You're shooting in the air. That round's going to come down somewhere. Hopefully it's somewhere away from people where no one is harmed. But, if that warning shot you fired injured someone or, forbid someone was killed as a result, you are liable. You are still liable for that, so just something to keep in mind. I don't know what the specific gun laws are in the state where this incident occurred, but I'd wager there, this is something that's applicable no matter where you live in the U.S. Basically, you shoot that firearm, you're responsible for what comes out and where. Yeah, I mean that's really it. It's just something that was kind of going through my mind on my walk this afternoon. Um, you know, I do enjoy watching Boogie. I think he has some pretty funny takes on things. Some of his rants are pretty funny as well. I sincerely hope that he gets the help he needs to recover, and to move forward in life. On a more positive path. But I'm just some guy on the internet. What do you all think? Drop a comment. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on a future episode. And I'm looking forward to catching you all in the next one. Later days.